What is going on, everyone? I'm Ethan from the future, and welcome back to another episode of Blasphemous. Or should I say the last episode of Blasphemous? I say from the future because I'm actually doing a post commentary right now. This is not live. This will be the last episode of Blasphemous, and let me explain why. Sometimes, I'll admit it, I jump the gun on some things I want to record, and especially when it's something I've not played before, I don't really take into consideration the type of game and if it would be something great for recording, at least in my experience. A lot of the time in the playthrough, as you know, I was just super lost, didn't really know what was going on, did not really understand the story of what was going on in this game, and there's just a whole load of other things such as making thumbnails for this game and blah blah blah. I'm not going to go into all of that. But basically it just led to me not really enjoying recording the game, so I didn't put out a lot of episodes and I would just upload anything else apart from Blasphemous. But unlike other games I've dropped in the past, I didn't want to just stop the playthrough. I at least wanted to show you guys the rest of the game somewhat, so what I'm doing here is just showing you guys the boss fight. So this is me playing in my own time, just against all these bosses, and then just showing you my general experience. I'll be talking about just a brief overview of like the experience I had of each boss. So I apologize for the first two boss fights as well. I was recording these while I was in party chat, so I didn't really think about the fact that the audio was going to be lesser, but it's only for these first two boss fights, but I'll try my best to amplify it in editing or whatever. So I'm just showing you guys the bosses in order of how I did them. I'm not sure if there is like any specific order. I think this is like the last boss I had to do to be able to cross the bridge, if you remember from the playthrough, where I was like at that door and Dea Gracious was there or whatever his name was and I couldn't pass him. So this is the first one I did against Trezanguistas. I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce him because some of them later on are just on another level, and that's due to the game being kind of like a Spanish Catholic Christian, some kind of, I don't really know. Look, I'm not really a religious buff, so I can't really tell you, but it is like a more Spanish setting, hence the names. So this boss was not ready for it. It was not that this boss was like difficult per se, it was just that I wasn't ready for the scrolling level, and also those lasers you can see, I did not understand how to dodge them, and then later on it just kind of transitions into this dodge lasers from beneath you type thing, and then I kept getting caught out trying to jump up the side, so that's mainly what I failed to. So I'll show you guys my deaths, as I will just be honest with all of them. If I died on them, I'll just show you like brief overviews of the death and show you the main boss fight. So enjoy watching me die and then eventually beating this, and I will be back to talk about the next boss. So the next boss is the guy that has been kind of stalking, following us since pretty much the start of the game. He would like show up when we walk into like areas and would just appear on screen for a brief bit and chat some utter shit. I was not ready for the boss fight because I've been across this bridge a few times because you're not able to get through the door until you beat some of the bosses. So I was not ready for this fight at all and basically only died due to the fact that it took me too long to understand his patterns and exploit his spacing and whatever else. So I died once, but I got the easy clap the second time around, and I did enjoy the fight because I generally do prefer more humanoid, fast-paced fights, so enjoy this one.
Master, I know you are there. Even if I can't see you, hear my plea. After your departure, it is now my turn to prove I'm deserving of our captain's trust. I will not fail, Chrysanta. And may the greatest of pains devour me if I let the penitents through this door. On your guard, penitent one. Sister, forgive me. Now I will cross over to the other side of the dream and return to your side.
Not really too sure why I was staring at the map so intently here. To be honest, I was probably eating something, knowing me. This game has some very interesting boss designs. I just didn't really know what to say when I saw this for the first time, but this is my first attempt. I kind of just ran in here, clapped it in my first attempt. It wasn't too bad. The boss kind of just reused a lot of moves of other enemies in the area, so I was kind of used to it, and I kind of had like an idea of what to do against the boss, so it wasn't really too difficult, but overall, interesting design, so enjoy how the rest of this pans out. safe to say I was definitely not expecting this. Yeah, I'm kind of just exploring the area, you know, having the time of my life, going in all these doors and out these doors in this like jail. Then I just get absolutely ambushed by this guy. I thought, you know, I'm just clearly gonna die here. I was kind of annoyed because I came so far. Not that I really was gonna lose out on much, but I ended up really enjoying this. I think this probably might be my second favorite boss in the game, just because of how fast-paced it is. But you can see I definitely struggled in the beginning because obviously it's just a new boss to me that I was not ready for at all. But you'll see me slowly start to catch up on his moves and then like catch him out on like spacing and stuff and knowing where to stand to catch him out on certain things. So enjoy the rest of this. Onto another visually interesting boss, although probably not one of my favorites. I mean, it does look kind of cool, but it's the fact that sometimes you're not able to get as much damage off as I would like to. Like, you do all the work to lower the boss because it's being held up by all the hands, but sometimes you'll have like a laser in front of you, so you can't like attack the head and get damage on the actual boss after you've just been wailing down the arms. So it just felt like a little unfair to me in some cases. And also this dumb staff poke that it does like right there, I cannot stand that attack at all. It comes out so fast and just like knocks you so far, usually into other lasers. So annoying boss overall, but still one I took down on my first attempt, so enjoy.
Penitent one in sleeplessness, carrying the guilty sword, you have committed the most serious crimes against the Mother and her saints, against the miracle and its outbreaks. We have been entrusted with putting an end to your mission. I, Chrysanta in penance, excommunicate you, expel you, execrate you, with the blessing of our miracle of the greatest pain. And thus shall your name be erased under the heavens.
Okay, so in my opinion, this was the hardest boss in the game, at least just to me anyway, but ended up also being my favorite. Another one of those bosses that kind of just snuck up on me as I was not ready for a boss fight, just in the middle of running through wherever I was, but she showed up and absolutely destroyed me. She just does so much damage, she's so fast, she punishes healing. It's like, it's just a relentless assault from her, and like basically if you can't parry or at least like do proper spacing away from her and react to things like in an instant, you are just sure to get literally bodied. And she destroyed me over and over and over again. Until I finally did it, and even then, when I beat her, it was only like by the skin of my teeth, so enjoy this fight.
My soul bitten by the miracle!
So now we're on to the final boss, and honestly, I absolutely hated this boss. I don't understand what they were thinking when they made this. It was just such a big disappointment after everything. After such a cool boss in Crescenta just before, for them to go ahead with this 2-stage fight, which is honestly fine, but the second phase is just pure bullshit in my eyes, because it's just all RNG spam. It's like we'll just throw like loads of random things at you, have platforms that can disappear, so when you finally get a chance to damage the boss, you can't even get like a clear window to get damage in, because sometimes you can't even stand in a position where you can hit him. And then this first phase is literally just a DPS check, so you want to get through this as quick as you can. But overall, I spammed through the conversation there as well, because this was actually the second day of trying, because I was doing this at like 4 in the morning. I was so tired, I just wanted the boss beat, and I had a run before where I literally got him to like 0 HP. Like when I tell you that the bar was empty on his second phase to beat the boss, and I died to some bullshit spam. Yeah, I just closed the game down without thinking and completely forgot to record my little session there. So on to the second part of this, and you'll see what I mean, and I will be back to talk about the game afterwards.
You have shattered the mirror in which now you see me.
So as you could see, not exactly the most fun boss. It was just a really disappointing fight to finish out an overall pretty solid game. I'm glad I at least saw it through to the end, even if it was in my own time, and I'm glad I recorded the boss fights so you could see them too, as to me they're just kind of the highlight of these type of games. If I'm being honest, I did not understand the story at all, but that's mostly my fault for not reading item descriptions and whatnot, but overall I just didn't really care for the story because it's not what I bought the game for in the first place. The art style and character designs are really cool, and the combat is fun enough to set itself apart from other games in its genres, so if you're into these sort of Metroidvania Souls-likes, then I would say to give it a shot, as I enjoyed what I played at least. But that is going to do it for Blasphemous. In the future, I will try to pick games on the channel more carefully so I don't run into situations like this, but we'll just have to see. Sometimes I will just be really excited about a game, and then I just end up not enjoying recording it. It's really weird. But we'll see how things go. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the channel.
Your penitence is over.